Okay, guys, welcome to the 21metrics update today with Hans Gartner. Hans is an old friend of mine, and he is a very early crypto investor. And we are here today to talk about markets and especially Ethereum and Solana. So recently this year we have seen Solana like eclipsing Ethereum a bit. Like you could see all the meme coins being launched on the Solana protocol. What do you think about that, Hans, and how do you see the market developing forward from here?
Mhm. Awesome. So first of all, thanks for having me. Glad to be here. So on the topic of Ethereum and Solana right now, one of the things that we kind of have to do is look back on where we came from. Ethereum back in the day had a huge competitive advantage in being the first one to essentially kind of come up with the concept of smart contracts. And I was one of the biggest bulls on Ethereum back in the day. So I was like, yo, like this is the best thing ever. This is like 10 times better than Bitcoin. And it really was. Like Ethereum was fucking crazy. And if you look back on the price charts for peak cycle peaks, like from 2017 and even 2021, Ethereum had huge performance. But my investment thesis has always been take whatever is 10 times better. So Bitcoin, once upon a time, was 10 times better than using PayPal. Like PayPal was a huge bitch to deal with, and Bitcoin was just the alternative payment method that was like so much better than anything else we had. Then Ethereum was potentially 10 times better than Bitcoin. You saw the potential it had, you put money in, and it really paid off for those that believed in Ethereum in those times. But now the question is, what is 10 times better than Ethereum? What is the next trade? And Solana essentially has come up as the potential solution. It has insane scaling, it's had insane community. All of the gambling and all of the trade activity is happening right now on Solana. The decentralized exchange activity is like through the roofs right now. It's like past over any DEX activity peak that Ethereum has had so far. Solana is exceeding that right now. So it's looking really promising right now for Solana.
So you could like say that Solana is like less decentralized, but you could say that the market is voting for the speed, instead of like Ethereum's decentralization. So yeah, you can really see that Solana has this momentum in DeFi currently. So do you see Solana eclipsing Ethereum like completely, or how do you see it? Like will it like is this the end of Ethereum and Vitalik Buterin, and how do you see it?
Sure. So firstly, decentralization is important, but you need enough decentralization for something to be secure. So Solana critics might say that, oh, it's very centralized, you're basically running on a database. But I think those criticisms are firstly a bit overblown, and secondly, it's not a barrier for you to make money. It doesn't invalidate the investment thesis. Back in the day, let's say in 2021 cycle or other times, gambling takes place anyways. People were trading completely on a centralized exchange. People were just trading whatever on like Binance or Binance Chain or wherever. So decentralization is not a concern for the gamblers. It's not a concern for the retail. It's not a concern for the masses. And I think that Solana has a pretty good decentralization and staking system as well. So I don't actually see a concern there. And what's happening is that Solana has a way better user experience. It has a way better retail onboarding experience. and you can easily bring your next 10 friends onto Solana in a matter of minutes, while on Ethereum it's essentially kind of impossible legitimately, because if you try to convince your retail friends on how to use a layer 2, on how to do all these different things, it's increasingly complicated. It's not gotten easier, it's gotten worse. So I think that's one of the big advantages that Solana has right now. It is dead simple. It is so easy for any degenerate gambler to just get some money in, flip some meme coins, try to make a buck or lose it, who cares? But at least it's fun.
Yeah, for sure. So there's this like blockchain scalability trilemma, which is like you have like security, speed, and decentralization, and you can usually have two of these, but not all three. But through like Solana has been choosing the speed above all else. I would say so.
Speed matters. Speed
Yeah,
absolutely fucking matters.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you see Solana growing and Ethereum maybe being eclipsed in the future. That is your thesis.
So the thing is, I'm also insanely bullish on Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin will be absolutely huge this cycle.
Yeah.
But the problem with Ethereum is that it is partly competing with Solana in similar aspects.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Ethereum is great technology. Ethereum still has plenty of advantages over Solana. But the problem is, if you're competing over the same pie, then it's getting increasingly more difficult for Ethereum that has some of its legacy issues that are still left unsolved.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Solana, as a newer player, it has the possibility to be more nimble, more fast, implement some crazy ideas, and it's just something that Solana already has this like critical adoption, and it's gonna keep getting more volume, more user base, and it is tough for Ethereum firstly to keep up.
Yeah.
And the second problem is that a lot of investors that are currently in Ethereum, they are looking towards what is the next best thing. Where do I go next? Where do I put my money?
Yeah.
And I think what results is that a lot of ETH investors will see their slow returns, and they will consciously have to think about, where do I put my money? Do I get out from Ethereum and go into Bitcoin? Do I get out from Ethereum and go into Solana? And it's a difficult choice for a lot of long-term ETH believers, actually. But I think that, okay, so the core of the matter is that in crypto, the main utility of a coin is whether its price goes up.
Yeah.
If the price doesn't go up anymore, the coin isn't as useful.
Yeah.
So if ETH prices are not going up, people will look towards what is going up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's Bitcoin and that's Solana.
Yeah.
And that's as simple as it is.
Yeah. This is kind of like this. I'm in it for technology moment. So yeah, you're right. And
Yeah,
eventually,
the real technology is how much money it makes.
yeah, the spot price needs to go up. Sorry, yeah, it's a very very basic thing, but yeah, yeah.
It must. It must.
Yes, yeah, and like Solana has a lot of upside, but I guess like Ethereum's upside is maybe used, or there's no momentum. Also, in previous like updates, we have been talking about like Vitalik Buterin and his role as like the leader of Ethereum, and it's kind of, it could be like problematic because like the whole Ethereum brand has been revolving around Vitalik, and at some point he wasn't that present. It's a bit like because he's also like a single point of failure in many ways, and it's kind of like yeah. He used to be very very popular, especially during the early times. But maybe his yeah, like
I
his
mean, I
brand.
think that that's also influenced by price. So if Ethereum is doing great, then everybody will love Vitalik. He's a fucking genius. And
Yeah,
if Ethereum is not doing so hot, then of course everyone will look to blame Vitalik. So I
yeah,
think he's in a tough position.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, like what could he do? It's tough. So he doesn't control the prices ultimately.
Yes, yes. Interesting viewpoints, and but let's took a look at the markets, what is being going on, and here we can see Bitcoin reaching 100k almost, but then we had this technical correction here, this heat map by material indicators, and you can now see some well level buyers here, but others are selling for now. I could still see us bouncing up here, because you can see stock market, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 still going up. So if the correlation stays high, I would say we could like try to penetrate the 100k again, and now Bitcoin is still like supported by this seasonality in Q4. So we still have like 1 month left of this positive seasonality period. Or what do you think? I think we could.
Yeah, I think that right now we've had a much needed correction.
Yeah,
And I think that ultimately for the long run, it's of course beneficial. So we've
yeah,
had some time to cool off. I think that we got too hot too fast.
yeah,
And this simply gives the opportunity for some long positions to just close already. And it gives the chance for longer term players to build up their positions. So
yeah.
we make a stronger break past 100K eventually.
Taking profits, I guess. Like,
I think so, yeah, it must be.
yeah, that's usual. And we can see here some like panic selling, this chart by CryptoQuant, and like we had panic selling by short term uh, buyers here, but it's like it's the usual thing, as you said, like there is profit taking, and people who came in maybe in October, November, they got a good position, nice profits, and they yeah, they're not exiting. But yeah, I guess we could have maybe there's a support at 90k, and we could try the 100k again before the end of the year. And this is like Bitcoin's retail activity chart, and we can see here that the market is not like overheated yet. So there is no like no like retail FOMO actually yet, if you compare to previous cycles. So there's still like um, upside room to go up, truly.
Mhm.
But
One of the things I want to add is that there is a possibility that this cycle might not be as retail dominated. So
mm,
we actually could see a scenario where it plays out that it's actually institutions bringing in the primary bulk of volume.
yeah,
And it's entirely possible that we have the main volume just in BTC, and maybe the retail doesn't show up this big this cycle at all.
yes, fully agreed. Yeah, uh, not really driven, at least not yet. So yeah, and here
Mhm.
we can see some
Right.
like minor selling. So maybe this one of the factors that brought Bitcoin down. So obviously like profit taking, but miners also taking profits. That's usual. It's okay. And this is an interesting chart by 21metrics. So we can see here a technical correction of the spot price, but you can see that the funding rate is still pretty low. We are in the like summer levels, or early spring levels. So like the market is not over leveraged yet. It was a lot
Mhm.
higher here in like March, April. So really like there is a of room for the leverage to grow still before we are in trouble in that sense. So yeah, I would see maybe like a small correction here, 90 maybe 80k, and then support, and then trying to penetrate the 100k again. So yeah. What else?
I think there's a lot of buy support on the sidelines, yeah, waiting for key points like 85k or so. So I think there is a lot of support.
Yes, there is. Yeah. And yeah, in the beginning we talk about Ethereum and Solana. So here you can see ETH BTC. So Ethereum weakening against Bitcoin a lot. So this has been the trend this year, and yeah, Bitcoin has been the king of the market this year. So that's
yeah. So Bitcoin and ETH don't seem to have that high of a correlation.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
as we can see from the prices, Bitcoin is kind of eclipsing while Ethereum is struggling. Well, basically from the cycle lows, Bitcoin's been up like 6x so far, and Ethereum is up like 3.5x from the peak to high. So
yeah. So Ethereum seems to be in trouble. So it's very interesting to see how it develops from here. But yeah, interesting. And here we can see institutional demand. So MSTR has been the Bitcoin company of the year, of course, and accumulating a lot of bitcoins, as we can see here. So their purchase program has been like pro-cyclical. So they're buying all the time. But here, when the spot price was lower, and we had this like technical inflection point in the late 22, early 23. They were buying less, and now when the spot is going up, they're like pro-cyclically buying a lot more. So yeah, and also like MSTR stock corrected down quite a lot, but yeah, it's obvious.
It did.
It's obvious. That was like it corrected before Bitcoin, like a couple of days. That was like the early warning sign that now we are kind of like peaked. And then like
well,
Bitcoin,
it's not one-to-one correlated, but I kind of understand the market idea behind that. Yeah.
It is. Yes. And here we can see like Bitcoin following basically like the global money supply, which is like the M2. So this is also this thesis has been supported by Raoul Pal, for example. So yeah, Bitcoin is like the global money proxy. You could say that. You could argue that when the amount of money goes up, then Bitcoin goes up, and I believe that. Yeah, and we
I
are
believe so too.
yeah.
I think that Bitcoin has been one of the best ways to hedge against inflation as well. I think that Michael Saylor, of course, is a huge proponent of this theory, long Bitcoin and short the dollar.
Yeah.
But another thing to keep in mind is that, of course, right now under the Trump administration, we probably should expect the money supply to keep going up. Like Trump is huge on deregulation. We are completely expecting him to pump the markets. And I think the next year, 2 years, 3 years will be absolutely crazy on this front. So I don't expect this chart to stop anytime soon.
Yes. M2 goes up, Bitcoin goes up. This you can trust this.
That's as simple as it is. Yep.
Sure. Yeah. Hans, we have now talked for almost 20 minutes, so we can wrap this up, I guess. Thank you for your time, and you had interesting vantage points about Ethereum and so on, and hopefully we can have you as a guest again. And so, thanks
Of course. Thank you, Timo. It's been a pleasure.
Yes. And don't forget to check our partners, QuarnX and Sideshift.ai. Thank you. Thank you, Hans.
Sure.